What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. Today, we're doing a video asking the question, did this eBay seller do the right thing? So this is going to be a non-judgmental kind of, I'm posing the question for all my viewers to really look at the situation that transpired and to really sit and ask yourself, and I want all of you to watch this video and then leave your thoughts in the comments about, did this eBay seller do the right thing? We're going to go through a whole example of what happened with me and my communication with the seller. Before we get into the video, of course, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. I put out work 7 days a week. I do not take a break, and I do this for all of you, and all of you are the reason why I'm able to do it week after week. So again, if you aren't subbed, this is your first time, please take the time to click the subscribe button. Check out all the awesome links below as well. But let's just get right into this. Okay, so I've enlarged this eBay listing on screen here just because I don't want to have the seller's name. I don't want to put anyone on blast. I just want to really critique this situation here. So this is an active listing on eBay for Fantastic Four number 57. All right, so I was looking at it. I'm like, okay, this is something I might be interested in. You see a buy it now price. You see a make offer, okay? The listing has this nice, clear picture of the cover of the book right here. Decent looking copy from this picture. Obviously, it's got see that upper top left corner's got some wear and some, I mean, look, Silver Age wear. But look at the bulk of the cover of the book. Looks pretty decently clean. No huge color breaks. Even the spine looks decently clean, right? Some spine ticks. You go down here, it's decent. It's really nice looking Silver Age book. It's got one other picture of the back, and the back looks nice and clean until you get up to this top right here. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, is this a bend? Is this lighting? Is this staining? What's going on here? All right, so you see the description, Fantastic Four 57. You go into the details, and this is all it says. Fantastic Four number 57, December 66, Marvel, shipped with USPS First Class. All right, there's no detail at all. There's no estimated grade. There's no details on the condition. Oh, it's got this, it's got that. Nothing at all. So what did I do? I went ahead and contacted the seller because I wanted to see some more pictures. So we're going to bring up my communication with the seller, and I'm going to show you how this transpired here, okay? So my first message to the seller was this right here. Hi there. Any more pics of the book? Trying to get a better look at the spine and staples. Also, wondering about the tip of the spine there. Is that water damage? Is there a spine split? Etc., right? Thank you. All right, so just, straight to the point. The seller replied back to, so here's what the seller did. The seller did send me these pictures. Here are pictures that the seller sent me in a private message, along with this message right here. All right, so this is what the seller sent me. We're going to look at the pictures, but I'm going to read to you first what he said in the email. After further review, I noticed a few things. Aside from the corner piece missing, there are a couple pieces from each corner that seem to be hanging on by a hair. The top of the comic looks like scraping. There also looks like what may or may not be early onsets of mold building on the first page closest to the spine. It looks like it could be cleaned though. Aside from the tears in the corner, the spine itself is intact and the staples are fine. They are shiny on centerfold side, but the top staple on the spine side seems to have a little bit of rust. Well, that kind of contradicts because the staples aren't fine if you're saying that there's rust, but at least he added that right. If you're still interested, we can work on a deal that'll reflect our new discoveries. Okay, I think this is very fair. Now, before I talk about this, so let's look at the pictures that he sent. All right, so we opened this up, and you can see right here, you can see that water damage. And most likely that water damage is what that staining was on the back as well. And that's probably why the top staple is having some rust onset. A little closer, you could see the rippling where, yeah, that is absolutely moisture damage right there. Just a little side picture here. Show that there. Okay, yeah, look at this. If you look at this picture, we're going to zoom in here. You can really see this is mold. This is mold right here. You can see because there's the dot, 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 dot. This is dot, dot. This is mold growth, and it's even on the cover. Now, I am not a stranger to mold. Some of you may know if you've watched my channel over the last couple of years. I was actually displaced from my home in 2017 because of some shoddy plumbing work that ended up in black mold growth. And our bathrooms needed to get gutted, the kitchen got gutted, and we were displaced for over 3 months. And then there's a bunch of other madness that went on after that. And actually, we found out that the work that they did to replace it created long-term mold growth that we just found recently. I've actually been without a bathroom, a master bath, for 3 more months now because they gutted it because they found more mold. Mold is very dangerous, people. It is very, very dangerous, especially if it's black mold. It can be very dangerous to your health, and it also spreads really easily. So let me read now the email that I replied to his. Okay, so I say this: I truly appreciate you sending more books. Excuse me. I truly appreciate you sending more pictures and clearly detailing the flaws of the book. I will say though, mold and rust are two things that I stay completely away from, especially mold. As someone who has dealt with long-term mold exposure in my home, I've learned quite a lot about it. Mold is extremely problematic because pores can be spread not just throughout the rest of the book and grow over time, but they also can easily be spread into the air. If this book was sitting next to other comics, I'd be concerned with it spreading to them. I'm going to pass on this one. If I may suggest, I think it would be right to add the pictures that shows the mold to the listing and update the description. It's always best to be transparent. It might be tougher to sell the book, but it will help you keep that 100% feedback. Again, thank you and take care. All right, so again, look, I appreciated the seller even sending me the pictures and being transparent in the email. But I'm saying, look, I appreciate that, but I'm gonna pass. But I expect you to take this to the next level. You really got to be transparent with your potential buyers and not just let them message you first. You need to post this because this individual does have 100% feedback, and this is what they replied with. They said, "My pleasure, and thank you for the advice. I'll do just that." Well, remember, guys, this is the live listing. Those emails were from almost 2 weeks ago. This is the live listing. No pictures were added, and no details about the rust or the mold were added to the description of the book. Nothing whatsoever. So, you all tell me, did the seller do the right thing? All right. Now, again, look at this book. From what we see from the pictures, this is a clean, higher mid-grade Silver Age book from the looks of this. There's no huge color breaks. There's ruffling and around the edges. There's a little chipping up there. But even this, which is clearly water and moisture damage, you can't really tell from that picture. There's no context of mold whatsoever. The seller came to me and was transparent in a private email, took pictures clearly showing the mold. I told them how I feel that they should deal with this and how they should move forward on it, be transparent, update the listing. It may be harder to sell this book, but it's going to alleviate the possibility of you being in a situation where a customer or a buyer buys this book and then sees that water damage and that mold and that rust on the staple and says, whoa, you didn't detail this in the listing. I'm going to give you negative feedback. Right? And the seller even replied to me and said, thank you for the advice. I will do just that. Almost 2 weeks later, nothing's been done. You all tell me, did this seller do the right thing? And before I end the video, this is what I have to say. And I've said this a lot in videos. I always like to give advice for other collectors on my channel. Always, if you're unsure, always ask. Whenever there's a picture of a book just in a bag, I always say, hey, can you send me some pictures of the book outside of the bag? If there's only a picture of the front and back cover, I usually say, hey, what's going on with the staples and inside of the book? Can you show me pictures of the centerfold? I absolutely don't like rust or mold on my books. Like literally, I threw a book away, and that's blasphemy. Like I think quarter bin image 90s books should be treated with respect. That's the type of collector I am. I found a mold on a Bronze Age Ghost Rider book. I threw it away because I know what mold can do. If you open up a book, or if you just move and touch a book that has mold spores on it, those mold spores can easily be loosened up, spread in the air, and then land on other books. And once they land on other books, that mold is now going to create its own ecosystem on that book. Mold is deathly to paper. So I always advise you all to ask for specifics if they're not given. Always. But even with that being said, does it give the right for a seller to not be transparent in the description, especially when something as detrimental as rust and mold is obviously present? So I will leave it on you all. You all could probably tell where I stand, even though I'm not really going in on this seller. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really do. I do these videos for a reason. I hope these videos can be a learning lesson for you all. So again, leave your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Be well, and until next time.